Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Lots to go over today, from Xbox news to PlayStation news to a bunch of free games and game sales that should get you pretty excited if you've been looking to play some of these games that are now going to be at a cheaper price or potentially for free. But before we do jump into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do like daily gaming news content, and check out my Spotify. Link is in the description. We will start off here and we will talk about Avowed. It seems like Avowed is all over the news recently as we are getting this game this year, a fall release time frame. They did kind of leak that it is coming out November 14th, so it will be at the end of the year. But one of the things that they have done throughout the lead up to this game is just giving us deep dives into the gameplay and talking about more and more features and improvements that have come to Avowed as Obsidian is developing it. And one of those things that a lot of people are very happy to have heard was that there was going to be a third person mode. But how in depth is that third person mode? And that we now know that the entire game is actually playable in third person. This is an interview with RPG Site, and Obsidian dev Gabe Paramo gave a straight answer when asked about the third person. RPG Site asks, you showed briefly in the recent podcast a third person mode. The whole game is playable in a third person. That's the question. And Gabe Paramo just says, yep. So you're going to be able to go back and forth. Like, I mean, we've seen in other major RPGs like Skyrim, where you're flipping from first person to third person, depending on the perspective that you do want. And that's great because one of the coolest things about RPGs is getting new gear and just kind of seeing how it looks within the environments that you're in. So even if you like playing in first person when you're getting into combat and action and you're interacting with NPCs, you may want to stop and explore the world and see what your character looks like with the new shiny armor that you found and that you've unlocked. So that's awesome to see. I know for myself, I kind of jump back and forth between both views. Even like when I'm playing Starfield or when I was playing Skyrim, I would go back and forth. I don't know. I just like kind of experiencing the game in both ways. So I'm happy just to have that option available. But it's good to see that it is there. And for people that always complain that there's too many first person games out there, and this may have turned them off if there wasn't a third person mode. Well, now they have the full ability here to go out and enjoy that game in third person. Another big game, of course, that is coming out sometime in the future is Gears of War E-Day. We did get that incredible trailer at the Xbox showcase with the whole remake of the original Gears of War trailer with the Mad World song. It was phenomenal. And now we have the coalition kind of getting people hyped up for Gears of War E-Day when you launch Gears 5. If you go into the game, you're going to get hyped up for it. It says, yep, when players now load up Gears 5, they've been greeted with a nice little message about Gears E-Day, breaking down what fans can expect from the game. And here is the full message. Emergence begins. Experience the brutal horror of Emergence Day through the eyes of Marcus Phoenix and the origin story of one of gaming's most acclaimed sagas. 14 years before Gears of War, hero Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago return home to face a new nightmare, the Locust Horde. These subterranean monsters, grotesque and relentless, erupt from below, laying siege in humanity itself. Built from the ground up with Unreal Engine 5, Gears of War E-Day delivers unprecedented graphical fidelity. So a couple of things there that's kind of exciting. Unreal Engine 5, I mean, to see what the Coalition is going to be able to do with this game, with their previous work that they've done, I think is going to be just insane. This is going to be the best looking game. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. This is going to be the best looking game on Xbox when it does release. I have full faith that the Coalition is going to knock that out of the park. And then, as this is Emergence Day, Marcus Phoenix, Dom Santiago, they aren't really prepared for what is about to come. And we saw that in the trailer. He almost died just from one locust. He almost lost it there. It would have been no Gears of War if he would have died there. And it's going to be, I think, a lot of struggle as you're seeing Marcus Phoenix trying to figure out what is going on, trying to get through the Horde and combat them. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of horror elements in this because there's probably going to be times where you just don't have the ability at that moment to fight through what the enemy's bringing. So I think it's going to be very, very good. And I'm very happy to see what they're doing here. To me, a lot of people talk about wanting to finish the Gears story and going into Gear 6 and kind of continuing that because in Gears 5, you are left on a cliffhanger. But I am absolutely happy and good with them going all the way back here with Gears of War E-Day, going before the first game, because to me, Marcus Phoenix, Dom Sandiego, those are the characters I love the most when it comes to this series. Now, Stalker, we know, is coming out this year as well. This one is actually creeping up on us sooner rather than later, coming out on September 5th, and that is an Xbox Game Pass game, Stalker 2, I should say. And the game, from what we've seen as well, looks really, really good. But if you want to experience the previous Stalker games right now, you can actually go and get Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy. And if you haven't picked it up, you haven't played through it, now may be a great time to catch up on this series, as there is a new mod coming here for Xbox, for the Xbox version, that will make this game look better than ever. It says here, the time to customize your console Stalker experience is here. With the help of master tinkerers from the friendly faction Modio HQ, Stalkers are now free to create and install mods for Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy on Xbox and on PlayStation consoles. And with these mods, it says you can make the original Zone look different on the console with new animations, textures, models, videos, and sounds. Unpack your fine work tools, and here's everything for a steady hand. So there's going to be a lot of stuff here that make these games look better. Yes, they're older games, and they can definitely use a nice upgrade in the textures and the models and the animations. So people are going to go in there, they're going to add some cool stuff there, and you're going to be able to experience the Stalker games, the first ones, before Stalker 2 comes out, in probably the best way possible. So pretty exciting news there if you are a fan of that series. Now, when we jump over here to another major series from Xbox, first-party games, Forza Horizon. Of course, Forza Horizon 5 is out. Phenomenal game, and that's going to be around for a couple of years. But what we are seeing with these online games, with these games as a service games, is at some points, they really just no longer exist. There's not enough player base, and there's not enough resources that these companies want to pump into them to keep them alive, and they eventually do go offline, and you eventually lose them. And this is happening here with Forza Horizon 4. It is being delisted due to the licensing issues. And this is what they say. Playground Games has announced that Forza Horizon 4 is set to be delisted from digital storefronts worldwide at the end of the year due to licensing issues. And licensing issues are always a major thing here when it comes to car games, right? Like, that's always a game. Those are always styles of games that if you think a game is going to go offline, and those are the ones that are going to happen after they release, because if there's not enough players, there's no point in continuing to pay to keep up on the licensing to keep those games alive. It says it was confirmed in a recent blog post that the game will be taken offline from December 15th, 2024, making both the game and any additional content unavailable for purchase on digital stores on Xbox and PC. And again, the digital era, this is where I think there's going to be a lot of issues in the future, is when games do get delisted. And if there is no physical copy of this, if you miss that date to purchase it digitally before it comes off the store, there may not be another way for you to go out and play it. And it's going to be a big thing here with game preservation going forward. How is that going to affect how people enjoy and play games in the future? They say from today, Forza Horizon 4's DLC will be delisted, with the full game being taken down in several months. So it is the end of the road for Forza Horizon 4, but if you do want to play the game, you still will be able to play it. You just have to purchase it before it gets delisted. They say Playground Games and Microsoft confirmed the discounts will be offered across the Forza Horizon 4 suite, making the game a little more affordable before it's inevitably pulled offline later in 2024. It was stressed that the existing players will still be able to access their game after December 15th, but no new users will be able to get involved with the platform. It was revealed that users who played the Forza Horizon 4 through Game Pass and who purchased DLC will receive a game token as compensation. So now's the time to go buy it. Just own it in any way that you can before it comes off of the store. And then if you do decide to buy the physical version of this game, I would just put the disc in there, unlock it, and download it at least once before December 15th. Now, there will be a final playlist. They say the final series 77, will start on July 25th, and that it'll usher in the last festival playlist for the game, which will debut on August 22nd. And following that, there will be no more content added to the game. The playlist menu will then disappear, and only a skeleton platform will remain in terms of events until December 15th, when the game is delisted. This game released back in 2018. Forza Horizon 5 came out in 2021. So that is about 6 years. So you can expect this probably the same thing to happen with Forza Horizon 5 once Forza Horizon 6 does eventually come out. So that is the future with these online games as a service games, and a grim future if games don't have any way to buy it after they've been delisted off of the digital storefronts. Now, some more digital sales, which I mean, this is another good thing about the digital stores, is that you get all these kind of random sales here and there. But we've been seeing Xbox 360 games go on sale with Xbox. They've been discounting a bunch before the Xbox 360 store does officially close out. And they put on about 90 games, I think it was last week. And then now there are some more games that are quietly coming back onto sale. Some Activision games that are coming on to sale on the Xbox 360 store. And these are some non-backwards compatible Xbox 360 Activision games. So go check those out. You can see some of them here. I mean, here it's a rather small list that they've added on from the Activision side of things, at least for now. You have Prototype, Big League Sports, Blood Drive, Gun, The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, Prototype 2, and Singularity, going up to about 70% off for some of them and 50% off for the others. And as I said, we know that the 360 store is shutting down relatively soon. I think it's in July. So you will want to grab those before the Xbox 360 store officially does close off. All right, jumping over here, let's talk some more Marvel vs. Capcom, because as we know, at the Nintendo Direct, they announced the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, one of many fighting collections that Capcom has put out over the last number of years. And the previous fighting collections have been on Xbox, but for some reason, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is deciding to skip Xbox. Now, there's no official confirmation as to why this is the case, but after doing some digging, I talked about this on one of my videos, I believe last week or the week before, that I think the main reason why it's skipping Xbox isn't because there is some sort of exclusivity deal or because Capcom hates Xbox. I mean, you can look at all of the stuff that Capcom is currently doing with Xbox. It shows that they don't hate them with Game Pass deals and day one games and stuff like that. But I think it is because this game is more than likely using the MT framework, which is an old engine that the Xbox dev kits essentially have no pipeline for development to get those games releasing on Xbox, which very weird. I mean, you would think that Xbox would update it or send an engineer or something to make sure that they would be able to get this game on there, because there's a lot of people that do want to play it. And now the fans are really trying to get this game to be released on Xbox, as there is a change.org petition titled Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection for the Xbox Series. And here is what it says. Please, me and a lot of Xbox communities have been begging for this collection for years, along with everyone else. Please don't leave us out. We don't have a way to access neither of these games legally. Me and other Xbox fans have supported your collections and games. Please give us your game too. I can die a happy man. Plus, this would look nice next to my other Capcom collection titles and other games. And I mean, I'm somebody who owns the other Capcom collections, the other fighting ones on my Xbox. So I would love for this to be released on Xbox at some point. Hopefully, Xbox steps up here and just provides that pipeline to get this game released on, at the very least, the Xbox One, because that's what's going on here with this game, is that it is coming out on PlayStation 4. It's not actually coming out on PS5, but via backwards compatibility with PS4, the PS5 will be able to play it. But I believe with Xbox, with the Xbox One version, they don't really support those dev kits anymore to release those games just on the Xbox One. So you can't even get that backwards compatibility feature here with the Xbox Series X and S. The last MT framework game, from what I was able to see, was released in 2022. And since then, they've pretty much just cut off all support for those styles of games. So we'll see. Hopefully we do get this game. I mean, I don't think they've announced an official release date. They say fall, but hopefully between now and whenever before they give that official release date, Xbox steps up and they work something out here to make sure that this game does land on the platform itself. Now let's jump over here. Let's talk Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade, as we know, was a big PlayStation 5 console exclusive, and it looks like it could be coming to PC. We don't know if it'll be coming to Xbox at any time in the future, but it doesn't really seem like it. But we also now have some update on the actual estimated sales. So Stellar Blade sold at an estimated 1 million units, and now DLC and the sequel are under review. It says first reported by GameSA and translated by VGC. Shift Up estimated that Stellar Blade sold over 1 million units and shared plans for the game's future. They have revealed that these statements during a new IPO press conference, and the devs reportedly said that they are still considering a PC version of Stellar Blade, and interest in the PC port previously serviced last May. And they say here, and in the report by VGC CEO Kim Wong-tae elaborated that on the PC port, saying they explained that we cannot comment on an exact timing or whether or not it will be released due to the contractual relationship. So they obviously signed a major contractual relationship with PlayStation. PlayStation would prefer that this game doesn't get released anywhere else because it's not their own first party game, and I don't believe they'll be making very much money off of it when it does release onto PC. So we would have to assume here that they are trying to keep it on PlayStation as long as possible to try to get people to play it there, buy it through the PSN, pick up a PlayStation 5. So we'll see if that does end up changing. 1 million units. I can't tell really how good that is for Shift Up and for a smaller studio here. They got a nice bag from PlayStation. They sold about 1 million units. I wonder how successful that is in their eyes. But of course, if this game was released multi-platform, it would have sold, I think, far more than 1 million units. I mean, just from PC alone, they would have had a ton more sales, and people on Xbox would have bought it as well. And I wonder how that would have offset the amount of money they actually took from PlayStation to publish it only on the PlayStation 5. But there it is. We'll see if they do end up creating DLC and if they do end up actually releasing the game on PC. Now, a game I'm very excited for, and just like a series of games I'm very excited for, are all of those remakes that Sega announced that they are doing, going back into their old catalog. And one of those games is Jet Set Radio. And it looks like we got some screenshots and videos that have been appearing online for the remake. And I don't think this is the first time we've seen these screenshots or videos, or we saw a quick glimpse of it in like a Sega trailer where they threw it in. But here it is. It says a remake of the original Jet Set Radio is in the works at Sega. It is a full remake of the Dreamcast game, and it is not related to the free-to-play reboot. And then you can see here some screenshots. You have the world map on there, plus all of the settings in the menu. You can see the upgrade in the visuals of this game. That's kind of pretty exciting. I mean, I think visually this game is going to be really cool because it already has a very fun, good-looking aesthetic to it. Now in Unreal Engine 5, I mean, that's going to add just a whole new flair to the way the game looks. And you can see here just quickly from these screenshots how much better this game is going to look. So I can't wait for these. I can't wait to get more information on these remakes that Sega are doing. And then we have here Vampire Survivors, which is on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, and people on PlayStation have been asking for this game. And there is an update here on the PlayStation release plans. It says it was announced in April that the studio is planning to bring the game to PS4 and PS5 this summer. And I guess we really haven't heard too much since then. But it's 2.5 months later, with the summer having now begun. Pongo offered the following update on X. As it's now summer, we've had a lot of people asking when the PlayStation release will be happening. We want to keep you all updated as we still don't have a release date to share, but wanted to let you know why. This is the first time we're going through submission processes on PlayStation, so it's taking a little longer than usual. We're also doing some trial and error on trophies to ensure we get them right, but we'll let you know ASAP when we have a solid date. So if you're waiting for this on PlayStation, it's going through, I guess, just the approval process of an indie dev putting their game onto the PlayStation Network, and I guess taking longer than they thought it was going to take. And finally, if you have Amazon Prime, you better get ready to get some free games because they're actually giving away 15 free games, I believe, between now and Prime Day. So it says Prime Day is the biggest shopping event that's coming on July 16th and 17th. But on top of that, Amazon will be gradually unlocking 15 free games for Prime members from now until July 11th. And here are the games that you're going to get. Deceive Inc. on the Epic Game Store, Terrorstone Thieves of Hearts, which is, they say, Legacy Games Code, The Invisible Hand on the Amazon Game app, Call of Juarez on GOG, and those are all available right now. On June 27th, they are giving away Forager via GOG, Card Shark via the Epic Game Store, Heaven Dust 2 via the Amazon Game app, and Solstice via the Epic Game Store. July 3rd, Hitman Absolution on GOG, Call of Juarez Bound in Blood GOG. And then July 11th, you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge on the Epic Game Store. Just an absolutely phenomenal game. Alex Kidd and Miracle World DX on the Epic Game Store. That's another cool one. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. The Sith Lords on the Amazon Games app. If you haven't played that, go check that one out. That's great too. And then Samurai Bringer on the Amazon Games app. So 15 games coming for free here from Amazon if you are a Prime member. But I'll end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.